Hey everyone, it's Seven Bell Canto. Welcome back to my channel. I have another book review for you today. I just finished another lovely novel by Suzie Carr. This work is called Uprooting. So in this story we have two heroines. This is a contemporary sapphic romance. It's very sweet and heartwarming. I find a lot of her books too, we have this really lovely, sweet romance in them. They're not overly sexualized and they're not downers, which I really appreciate in books. I love to have just happy contemporary romances that have a lighthearted feel but give you just such a wonderful sense of love and the romance between the characters. So in the story we have two heroines. We have Harper Ray, who is a musician, and also have Ivy Homestead. Yes, Ivy Homestead. And so both women are sort of polar opposites in a way. So Harper has had a hard life. She is the child of parents that were drug addicts, and she was basically put into a foster family. I wasn't quite sure if it was officially a foster situation or if it was more like a founded family. I think it was foster. They did become her foster parents. But Harper has sort of struggled her whole life. She's had not the best parents as guidance in her life, and she has struggled. So she is a musician, but she's really a struggling artist in a lot of ways. So she has to do lots of odd jobs. She does gardening, she does housework, she's a musician, she does dog walking, she does lots of things to help her really get by and pursue her dreams. And Ivy Homestead is very picture perfect. Although she's not a perfect person, she has this quality about her which is very put together, very secure. I think that's a good choice. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. I have my tripod on like a pecan jug, so a little crazy. So Ivy is a YouTuber. She has a podcast and she does self-help podcasts, and she's pretty successful. She's not to the point, I'd say, where she's like mega famous, but she has a good amount of followers. I would assume, doesn't say it, but I'd assume she's probably in the 100,000s or such like that. So she's doing fairly well. And she does do a great job at advice, but she also has a failed relationship with her friend that she's trying to mend as well. So both of these women come together in such a storm, but they find each other. Sorry, my camera's doing some weird things. They come together in a kind of a unique setting and are brought together by, romance and forces unknown, and just have such a lovely time. I really enjoyed this story. Like I said, it's very heartwarming. It has a really lovely message of family as well as community, which I really appreciate. This element was also found in The Pet Boutique, also by Suzie Carr, which I enjoyed. I love to read stories where there's family involved. I'm a big family person, so I enjoy seeing family life depicted in works. I love that in this story, just like in The Pet Boutique, the idea of the two women together is not a big deal at all. I remember when I took gay and lesbian literature in college, it was, what year was it? 2011 maybe, so about 10 years ago. It's still kind of a different world, and a lot of the books that we read for gay and lesbian literature were either very depressing or the characters were highly sexualized, or combination. We read The Well of Loneliness by Radcliffe Hall, which, really a downer. And even when we read Ruby Fruit Jungle by Rita Mae Brown, it was a little more of a feminist story than a story of lesbianism, but still wasn't the happiest ending, especially for the romance. And take, for example, The Price of Salt by Patricia Highsmith. I think she wrote it under a pen name at first. She wrote the Talented Mr. Ripley series. And The Price of Salt became the film Carol with Kate Blanchett and Rooney Mara. And even that, you know, the price it sold, it was a high stakes romance. But I'm loving this. It's not a high stakes romance. It's just a lovely sapphic love story that is filled with heartwarming elements and hope. There are some sad moments, there's some trauma, but nothing too hard that I don't think anyone could read through. I do give a list of triggers in my video, in the description of all my videos. If there are trigger warnings, I write them down into the my description. So if I don't say something in the video, like if I forgot or something, I do write them down in my written review, which I link in the description here, and it's also on Goodreads, and usually it's also on my Instagram as well. But some triggers are drug abuse, of course, loss of parent. There is a cancer scare in the story, and I think I put adoption, but not to the sense of like, oh, I'm sad I had to adopt a child or something like that. It's more so if you didn't know, like if you didn't know you were adopted and you found out, and it's, you know, adoption's a hard word for you to go through. I want to put adoption as well. I don't mean anything kind of weird by adoption or anything like that. So I just put adoption in there as a trigger because I think it could be. But just love this story. This is Uprooting by Suzie Carr. Fairly short as well. I actually read it in a whole day. It comes in at 248 pages for the physical copy. And of course, this is an ebook as well. I got my copies off of Amazon. And what's really cool is this was printed like literally 50 minutes away from me. It was printed in Columbia, South Carolina, which I think is so funny that it's like right next door is where half of my books from Amazon are printed. I love this cover. I just love, I love nature. And as you can see, I kind of matched the background. I'm actually staying at my aunt's house, and she has this wonderful wallpaper. There's even birds. I think there's some birds. There's a butterfly over here. I think it's cut off, but I just love this wallpaper. I thought it'd be a fun change. So this is a real wallpaper. It's very like 70s, 80s at my aunt's, but I thought this was fun for a video. Well, I just love this story by Suzie Carr. I hope y'all enjoy it as well. You can pick it up for, I want to say it's like under $8 or $7 for the ebook. On Amazon, it's like under $15, I think, for the physical copy. I'd pick up either one. They're wonderful. This was a 5-star read. Let me go ahead and say that. This was a 5-star read. And I gave my spice, I think, a 2 because it wasn't very sexual. There were some sex scenes and some fantasizing as well. Some like, I think it was like self-satisfying scenes. So nothing graphic at all. There was sex on page, but nothing, you know, gratuitous or whatever. So just love this story. Just a fun, light, heartwarming romance, and I hope other readers enjoyed as well. So this is Uprooting by Suzie Carr. You can pick up this book or also The Pet Boutique. Both were 5 stars. And I'd love to hear if you've read this book or any other works by Miss Carr. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I will see y'all soon. Bye, everyone.